welcome. If I haven't practiced with you before, I'm Abby and I will be guiding you through this class today. So it is sort of aimed at either if you're working at a desk all day or if you're seated quite a lot, but obviously you don't have to be doing either of those things to really benefit from this class. It's just going to be a real full body stretch out, so lots of focus into the shoulders, upper body, but also concentrating on the hips as well. So all of those areas that get a little bit tight throughout our modern daily lives. So if you are ready, we will get started. If you do have any props, a block, please bring that in now and we will begin. So to start today, I will give you an option. If it feels comfortable, we're going to begin in Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together. So we're not going to be here for too long, but if this is kind of not a place for you where you can sort of relax into it a little bit, then just start cross-legged or any comfortable seated position. You could always also wedge blocks, cushions underneath the knees. But wherever we are, we're just going to start by closing down the eyes and just taking a few moments to get grounded and arrive here into our practice today. So, rolling the shoulders back and gently allowing the eyes to close. You can either rest the hands wherever feels comfortable in the lap, or maybe bringing one hand to the chest, one hand to the belly, just as we start to connect to our breathing. And just by placing the hands here, I find it just a little bit easier to really bring the attention to the breath. You can feel the breath in the belly, in the chest. And we're just taking those nice, steady inhales and exhales through the nose. Think about lengthening those breaths now if we can. With each inhale that we take, try and imagine yourself, have that feeling of just becoming a little bit taller through the spine. And with each exhale, allowing the shoulders to relax down the back. Allow the face to soften. And even though this practice may be slightly gentler in terms of the amount of movement we do or the speed in which we move, does not necessarily mean that every single posture, every stretch is going to feel good for every single person's body. So bringing into this practice the same mindfulness, the same kindness that we always do as we move into the stretches, as we move through the practice. Keep having those check-ins with the body. We never want to push ourselves past that point that feels right for us. We never want to experience pain in our practice. Many of our stretches today, we're looking for that perfect amount of sensation. So where we're definitely feeling that we're getting something from the posture, but we're not straining, we're not struggling. Taking a few more really nice full deep breaths there. And then slowly, we just release the fingertips down in front. So as we begin to move, you could do this with the eyes closed or opening the eyes, whichever feels more comfortable. We're going to take a very gentle lean forward. So we're not looking to fold too much. And again, you can either do this with the soles of the feet together or cross-legged. We're just going to go for a few neck rolls here. So starting, bringing the right ear to right shoulder, take an inhale. And then exhale, allow it to travel. Chin comes to chest all the way through center. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. And just continue with that movement. So taking it back through center all the way across. Just do that a couple of times. You're more than welcome if you feel like you want a little bit more there. You can take the head all the way around. Again, just moving into the place that feels good. Couple more breaths. And then slowly bringing it back to this neutral position. Just walking the hands back behind us now. Fingertips come back, take a big roll back of the shoulders. Inhale there as we lift and lengthen through the chest. And then on the exhale, if it feels comfortable, dropping the head back. One more breath. And then inhale, bringing us back to neutral position with the spine, just bringing the hands to the outer edges of the thighs, gently pulling the knees together. And then from there, either crossing the legs over or sweep the legs around to the sides. We're going to come onto all fours. So coming into our tabletop position, take a moment to get set up there. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We will go for a couple of rounds of our cat-cows to start. So as we inhale, lift, lengthen chest, lift sit bones. Exhale to reverse, dome the back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, reverse. Let's go for two more just like that. So really just easing out the body, so notice every new movement, how it feels. Last one there, inhale to lift. And exhale to reverse. On your next inhale, bringing the spine to neutral. We're going to go for a little variation of our extended puppy pose to begin. So sending out the right leg all the way to the side. If we can, grounding down through that pinky toe. And then from there, we're going to walk the hands forward. So just reaching as far forward as we comfortably can. We might be up a little bit higher today. Maybe the forehead comes down, maybe even chin comes down. So again, moving into the posture as far as we need to feel that stretch through the shoulders, into the chest, and also stretching out through the inside of that right hip, the inner thigh there. Just taking a few nice deep breaths. And one more there. As we inhale, begin to walk those hands back in. Bringing it back to that neutral position, keeping the leg where it is for a moment. As we ground down through the hands, we're going to see if we can lift the right leg up, sweep it all the way behind. When it gets level behind us, so hips are level there, we bend the knee, flex the foot, really lift and lengthen through the chest at the same time. So we're getting that slight stretch out through the back, holding it there, or if you would like a little bit more, we could go for the balance where we reach the left arm forward. Or there is a final variation where we take that left hand all the way around. Maybe the left hand grabs the ankle or the foot and we kick that foot away. So still lifting through the chest and then just adding in that stretch to the left shoulder, holding it there, whichever variation we're in, for one more breath. As we inhale, we're going to slowly release. Try and do that with control if we went for that grab. And then everybody, let's meet back with the knees down towards the mat in our tabletop position. We'll just go for two cat-cows there. So inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, reverse. One more there. Inhale to lift. And exhale, reverse. Inhale brings us back to neutral, and then we're just going to take that left leg out this time. So sending the left leg all the way out to the side. And again, if we can, grounding down through that left pinky toe. and we'll walk the hands forward. So reaching the hands again towards the top of your mat. Maybe the forehead comes down to the mat, maybe the chin, or maybe we hover there. Again, just really allowing each breath to ease the body into the posture. So each exhale, see if we can relax a little bit more through the chest, open up the shoulders. 2 more deep breaths. Lovely, on an inhale, walking those hands back into neutral. And again, just really grounding down through the hands so we can lift up the left leg, sweep it all the way behind. When we get back to this neutral position, flexing the foot, bending the knee, and we either hold there where we really try and lift open through the chest, really kick that heel up towards the ceiling, or reach the right arm forward, adding in that balance, and you will feel the core start to maybe just get a little bit more active there, or sweep the right hand all the way around and maybe giving that grab of whatever we can reach. So maybe the foot, the ankle, and if we have gone for that, really kicking that foot away from us, maybe lifting up a little bit higher, stretch out through the shoulder and hold it there. Taking one more breath. Nice. If we went for that foot grab again, see if you can release with control, and we will all meet by bringing the right hand back down, that left knee comes back down. 2 more cat cows. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, dome the back, curl it in. 1 more. Inhale to lift. And exhale, reverse. This time, as we inhale, bringing it back to neutral. On the exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under, send the hips up and back, and we'll come into our first downward facing dog of our practice. So I say this all the time when we go into downward dog, but really just finding whatever feels good here. So especially in these practices or flows that are designed to really stretch us out, just really moving, so deep bends through the knees. Maybe we can twisting it all about. You might want to lift up the legs, give the head a good shake out. And again, just having that check-in as we come into each new posture. So how does the body feel today? Where are we feeling this? A couple more breaths. Okay, from here, we're just going to move through one slow vinyasa, and we're going to hold one of our postures in it. So when you're ready, we'll inhale, roll the body forward. On the exhale, knees down all through chaturanga as we lower. Inhale, this is where we hold. So we're either going to hold cobra or up dog. And then when we get there, just take a little look over that right shoulder. Bring it back to center. Take a look over the left shoulder, bring it back to center, and then from there, tuck the toes under, wave it up, send it back, downward facing dog. Take an inhale there, look towards the top of the mat. Exhale, knees bend. We're going to take a few little steps or a jump, come to the top of your mat. Bringing the feet hips width, take a long lengthen through the spine, so really reaching the crown of the head forward. And then exhale, we're going to fold it down. Just taking a few breaths there. As always, any little movements, sways. Relax the head, relax the neck. If you want to go for that grab with the elbows, that can sometimes feel really nice. Just allowing the upper body to really just hang down, to pull us down. Let's go for one more breath. And then as we inhale, a little bend in the knees, roll up through the spine, all the way to standing. When we get to the top, reaching the arms up. And then as we exhale, we're going to take that left hand, so I'll just show you on this one. Take that left hand down the back. Option 1, right hand comes towards the left elbow, Or we could reach that right arm under, maybe go for the grab. You could also use a strap here, or you could grab onto your t-shirt. But whichever one we've gone for, we're going to find here that the ribs kind of naturally start to flare out. Just see if you can pull in the ribs towards the spine and then lengthen up, so really open up through the shoulders there. And just holding it there. One more breath. And then we'll inhale, unravel, everybody just reach the arms back up. And then exhale, take that to the other side. So this time right arm comes down, either left hand towards right elbow, or take that left arm underneath, maybe the hook of the hands, maybe use a strap. And again, just be mindful, the ribs are going to want to flare out, so just see if you can slightly pull the ribs in towards the spine and just feel a little bit of activation through the core. So we're not really doing anything on purpose there, but you'll just feel by pulling it in a little bit, we start to wake up through that midline. And take in 2 more breaths. And then we'll inhale, unravel, reach the arms up. And then exhale, this time taking the hands behind, we're going to interlace the hands. Inhale to lift and lengthen through the chest. This time, as we pull the shoulders back, you can allow the back to bend a little bit, the ribs to move forward. And then exhale, bend through the knees. Chest rolls down towards the thighs. And then arms come overhead to wherever they get to. So keeping the knees as bent as we need to here, so we rest the chest down. And then over the course of the next few breaths, if you're feeling for it, we can start to maybe straighten into the legs a little bit. Two more breaths. As we inhale, releasing the hands down towards the mat, find that length through the spine. Exhale, planting the hands, step back. We'll go through a little vinyasa there as well, so knees or toes as we lower the chest. Roll it all the way down. This time we don't hold, we just lift and lengthen. And then exhale to wave it back to downward facing dog. And again, just feeling into it there. You could continue with those movements, those pedals. We're just there for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to inhale, once again look towards top of the mat. On the exhale, knees bend. So we're going to come towards our malasana at the top of the mat. Option to take a few steps or a little jump. We want to bring the feet towards the outside of your mat, so outside edges of the mat. Toes pointing out slightly. You could come to seated on a block. You might be up a little bit higher today. Maybe the heels are lifted. Does not matter. Just kind of find where feels comfortable for you to hold this squat for a couple more breaths. And you could find a little bit of movement from side to side, but focus on trying to really lift, lengthen through the chest, and then gently encourage the knees out. Two more breaths. On your next inhale, bringing the fingertips down to the mat, begin to lift up through the sit bones, and then just bring the feet, keeping them wide, but just bring them parallel with the edges of your mat. From there, one more inhale to lift and lengthen, and then we'll take an exhale to fold it down. So slightly wider variation of this fold. Again, option, if it feels good, we'll go for the grab of the elbows and maybe even just having a little sway from side to side. On your next inhale, we're going to bring that left hand down either to a block or to the center of your mat. Reach the right arm up, find a twist. So you've got a couple of options there. We can stay exactly where we are. You could go for left hand grabbing the outside of the right ankle. Keeping the right arm lifted. A final variation is our bind. So you could take that right hand towards the left thigh and just wrap it around. So any of those, we're just mainly focusing on this twist. So really trying to twist from the center, from the belly button. You might also want to pop a little bend in that right knee. One more breath there. And then inhale, release, and we're just going to switch sides. So right hand either to the center of the mat as we lift the left arm, or any of those variations, maybe the bind, maybe right hand grabs left ankle. And again, you could work, have a go at bending through the knees. So with all of these postures, I'm kind of here just as a little guide. You would know where your body wants to go, what it needs. So listen to yourself more than you listen to me. Really just finding any little micro movements or changing up the postures, choosing different variations. One more deep breath. Inhale as we unravel, bringing the fingertips down to the mat. Exhale there. Inhale, lifts and lengthen the chest, bringing the toes to point outwards again. We're going to come back through that Malasana one more time. So bringing the bum down, holding it there, lift, lengthen. One deep breath. And then we're going to bring it down all the way to the mat, however you would like to get there. Maybe hands come forward, maybe we use the hands. And just bring the soles of the feet down, out in front of you. And from there, just walking the hands back. So pointing the hands towards the back of the mat. Walk the feet maybe a little bit further forward to begin. We're going to come into our seated pigeon. So cross the right ankle just above the left knee. And that might be enough. You might want to walk the foot further away. The closer we bring that foot in towards us, the more intense you're going to feel that stretch through the outside of the right hip. So find just where you would like it to be today. Just really trying to lift and lengthen through the chest, so we're not kind of hunching over in any way. Really trying to lift the chest forward, and you might want to have a bit of movement from side to side. And as we open up through that right hip, think about not only kind of opening the knee away from you, think about opening from that hip space. So really try and expand, open from this right hip. Holding it there, just take one more deep breath. And then from there, keeping the cross of the legs as we extend the left leg out, we'll take the right foot over. Inhale, left arm reaches up. Exhale for our twist. So either the elbow or the hand comes towards the right thigh, and maybe we look behind. And again, think about really lengthening up, not kind of hunching over, holding it there. One last breath there. And then slowly begin to unravel. So now coming into our Gomukhasana, or cow face pose, we're going to stack that right knee on top of the left. Now for some of us, this is going to feel really, really intense, or for most of us probably, because it's a really intense posture. So there's lots of variations. You could keep that left leg extended. If you would like a bit more, we can tuck the foot in. I'll face you this one in front. So tucking both of the feet in. Or if both of those feel really, really uncomfortable for you today, you could sit cross-legged, or you could go into a double pigeon with the ankles stacked on top of the knees. So wherever we are, once we've found where we want to be, grounding down through both of the sit bones, let's take an inhale, lift the arms up. On the exhale, we're going to take that left arm over, right arm under for our eagle arms. So wrapping either the backs of the hands comes together, maybe the palms come together, or just give yourself a nice big hug. And then whichever one we've gone for, really think about pulling the elbows away from you. So really trying to lift and pull away just for a couple of breaths. Really stretching out through the top of the back, the shoulders. One more there. As we inhale, we unravel. Open out, exhale into cactus. So pull the shoulders back now, opposite way. Really lift and lengthen through the chest. Hold it there. I'm taking one more inhale to stretch. And then exhale, we'll go for a fold. So maybe walking the fingertips down, or you could grab the feet. Maybe the forearms come down. And just taking a few breaths. So as we tilt the pelvis, as we come into this fold, that is going to intensify that stretch through the hips. So if you find you need to adjust the legs in any way, just go for that now. With each exhale, see if you can actively release tension through the hips. Two more there. On your next inhale, walking the hands in. Take the hands behind. We're just going to unravel there and switch sides. So unravel the legs, taking any little movements in the middle. And then we'll come to that left side, seated pigeon. So crossing the left ankle just above the right knee. Taking the hands behind, fingertips face backwards. And again, choose how close you would like to bring that right foot towards you to get that right amount of stretch. Maybe a bit of movement from side to side, keeping that left foot flexed, opening from that left hip. Let's go for one more breath. And then slowly keeping the cross of the legs, extend the right leg out. We'll just bring that left sole of the foot to the outside of the thigh. Left fingertips behind. Inhale to lift. And then exhale for the twist. Either the hand, the elbow comes towards that left thigh. Think about lifting through the spine, through the crown of the head. Maybe we look over that left shoulder. Allow each inhale to again have that sensation of you becoming taller, and each exhale to maybe ease into that twist a little bit more. One more there. And slowly begin to unravel. Coming into our Gomukhasana on this side. So again, option is to keep that left leg extended, and for some of us as well, that left knee or that left leg is going to be quite high up. That's absolutely fine. As I said, this is quite an intense posture for the hips, but if you would like to, you could tuck that left foot in, taking a moment to really ground down through the sit bones, and then from there we'll take an inhale, lift the arms. I always forget which side I did. Exhale, left arm under, right arm over for those eagle arms. So again, either backs of the hands together, palms together, or we go for that grab of the shoulders. Really pulling the elbows away from you to begin. So a couple of breaths there. So think about lifting through the elbows and really getting that stretch through the shoulders, through the upper back. One more there. As we inhale, begin to unravel, and then exhale takes us into those cactus arms. So pull the shoulders now the opposite way, down and back. Lift the chest. And then take an inhale to open a little bit further, and then exhale for the fold. So again, either fingertips come down, maybe hands come towards the feet. And really just allow the body to relax as much as we can into this posture. So with each exhale that we take, the chest maybe becomes a little bit heavier. And we try and just release into that hip space. Couple more there. slowly peeling the body up, taking the hands behind, unravel the legs. Take any little movements there. And then we're going to bring it down onto our backs. So bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat, we're just going to roll it back. When you get down there, maybe reaching the arms above the head and just dropping the knees from side to side. And then bringing the soles of the feet down to the mat. Try and feel where they're roughly just below the knees, so it's quite hard to tell obviously, because you can't really see from this position. But when you get there, we're going to go for our bridge pose. Option would be to bring a block underneath the lower back for a more restorative, supported bridge today. Or we take an inhale, peel the hips up, maybe walking the shoulders in, interlacing the hands underneath. And as we lift up into our bridge pose, same thing we did right at the start. Think about pulling the ribs back. So pulling the ribs towards the spine, that slight tilt of the pelvis as we gently tilt the pelvis towards us, squeeze through the backs of the legs. And try and keep those knees parallel if we can. One more breath. And then slowly lowering down all the way to the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Reach the arms out wide, and again we'll just drop the knees from side to side. So you could stay with this fluid movement, maybe dropping the head the opposite way, or if you feel like it, just hold one side. Couple more breaths. And then we'll end the practice today with one final happy baby. So reaching up, either grabbing the outsides of the feet, the big toes, or maybe behind the thighs. We're just gonna take a few moments to get this final bit of release through the insides of the legs, through the hips. And you can see as I'm doing here, you can take a little sway if that feels nice. Or pause in stillness. Try and keep the lower back connected with the mat so we really focus that stretch towards the inner hips, the inner thighs. And here with each breath that we take, with each exhale, gently encouraging the knees towards the armpits. Two more there. And gently hugging the knees into the chest. If you have the time, I would definitely recommend you stay here. Take your Shavasana. But if you would like to move on with your day, we're going to take a few rocks and we're going to meet back in our seated position, wherever that is. That's cross-legged. And we will just seal our practice here with a couple of breaths. So when you arrive there, take a big roll back of the shoulders, eyes closed down, allowing the palms to rest either face down or face up on the thighs. We'll end here with 2 releasing breaths. So when you are ready, take an inhale through the nose, open the mouth, let it go. One more there, deep breath in. And release. Bringing the palms together for our Namaste Mudra. Bow the head, and we end our practice as we always do today with huge thanks, with gratitude for ourselves, the fact that we are able to come here to move our bodies today, but also the practice lineage of yoga that allows us to do so, to take this important time out. When you are ready, opening the eyes. Thank you so much everyone who joined me, who watched this practice. I really hope you found it useful, you feel a little bit more stretched out. Yes, if you did enjoy it, please do let me know and subscribe, just so you can be notified as I post further videos. But yes, thank you all so very much, and I really hope to practice with you here again soon. Thank you.